What's going on, fam? It is podcast episode 123, I think. Kind of lost count, but it's all good. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Enjoyed the Super Bowl. I thought it was kind of a boring game, more of a defensive game, but congrats to the Seahawks and the Seahawks fans. I just wish that my city could experience that at some point. But yeah, man, it was still fun. Got to spend time with the fam and eat some good food and just hang out. Yeah, man. But yeah, hope everyone had a good weekend. Here we are back at it. Can't believe we're already 2 weeks now into February. Just keeping it moving. I left the gym earlier this morning. My parents actually live pretty close to the gym, so I'll hit the gym, then go shower at their house, and then head to work. So it's been kind of nice, man. I've set a new routine for myself. I think it's easy to get so caught up in a routine, and basically, all of last year, I would say my routine was to go to the gym after work, and I've switched it up to where I'm going before, and I have noticed some different changes. One being the fact that I just feel like more upbeat, positive, alive at work and just throughout the day as well. I do kind of hit a little bit of a lull about midway through the day, but it's all good, baby. It's all good. I feel like you kind of get the hardest part of your day out the way early. First thing in the morning, everything else kind of flows a little bit more natural. Yeah, man. Got a new song out, No Day Off. Go check it out. Off the new album. Got another new song dropping this Friday for Valentine's Day. And yeah, man, we're getting close. Getting close and closer and close. Yeah, we did have a little bit of a setback in finishing up the album, but it's all good. Life. Sometimes we got to take care of life. We always got to take care of life before anything else, and that's kind of that's what we've been on. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, actually. We got to prioritize family and love and God. We got to prioritize that over stuff that just comes after the fact. I was talking with a good friend last couple days about how all we really have is time. That's all we have. Time with the ones we love, time for ourselves, time to grow, time to rest, time to make memories, time to persist, time to whatever, fill in the blank. All we really have in life, but not have at the same time, is time. We have it, but we can't hold on to it. So we just got to do what we got to do in that moment and not feel guilty about doing it. I know I spoke on the last episode a little bit about just feeling like, just knowing that I am selfish with my time. And there's times where I find myself like wishing that I was in a different moment, or just not really embracing the current moment or situation or person that I'm with, and just kind of wishing that I was elsewhere. And I want to get out of that, because we only get this moment. That's it. And it's what we choose to do in that moment, or choose to embrace or act or feel in that moment, that's going to determine our life, really. It's going to determine our attitude after. It's going to determine, it could determine outcomes after, opportunities, problems, whatever it is. But it's how we embrace the moment that affects future moments, But yeah, I was talking to a friend recently about that, and he mentioned that all we have is time. And then I got to thinking after he said that, I was like, you know what? He's right. And all the other stuff we have in our lives, our family, friends, house, car, job, music, everything else is just a blessing on top of it. Even the problems that we face, the opportunities that we strive for, everything else is just a blessing that God, the universe, that just gets poured onto us. And I think we overlook it. I think we overlook those things being a blessing. We take them for granted, So, I don't know. I really want to embrace the blessings in my life by owning up to the time that I have, and taking responsibility, and just accepting the moment. There's a reason why we get put in moments, whether it's to learn, to gain, to give, whatever it is. There's a reason for the moment that we're in. And yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, and it needs to be looked at like that. Because everything else in our life, if we see it as a blessing, I think we can create more peace, more happiness, and more love in our lives. Yeah, man. It's kind of been on my mind the last couple days. Yeah, we had a funeral this weekend for the sister of one of my good friends, and is one of those moments where you just kind of think about life. You always have those moments whenever somebody passes, where you just kind of think about life and think about the finite time that we get with the ones that we love. And it's not going to be here forever. It's not. I think we often fall into the habit of thinking that we have our loved ones and friends and family around forever, and we don't. And there'll be a time where we lose everybody, or we're the ones that go. It's just part of life. But the one thing that kept getting brought up in this funeral service was just endurance. She lived with a disease for years of her life, and she would often pray for endurance. It made me think, she didn't pray for $1 million. She didn't pray for trip to Hawaii or whatever it is, but she prayed for endurance to endure her pain so she had more time with her family and had more time just here on earth. And I thought that was beautiful. I really did. In fact, I thought the funeral service was one of the most beautiful funeral celebrations of life that I have ever been around or ever been a part of. I don't think there was a dry eye in the house. And I had only met her maybe twice. But, I was there for my friend. And it just was a reminder of how beautiful life is and how beautiful life can be when we just fully embrace the moment that we're in, and ask God for endurance. To make it through the hard times in our life. Ask God for endurance to push past the pain. Ask God for endurance to, just get us through the times that, we just don't enjoy. I find myself so many times, and I find myself just like wishing that I was in a different moment, especially when I'm at work, doing stuff that I just feel like I wasn't meant to be doing. Just doing things that I don't want to do, and I know I want to do other stuff or put my creative energy elsewhere. So, I'm going to ask God for endurance through those times. This celebration of life, this funeral, any funeral, I think kind of teaches you a little bit of a lesson of whatever principles that person lived by, whatever standards that person had, and how many seeds that person sowed in their life. And you can see it through all the friends and family that attend. You can see it. But I think it's one thing to see it and recognize it and think about it for a few days, but it's another thing to really start to embrace those lessons that you learn in your own life. There's a reason why it impacted you. There's a reason why, it hit you the way that it did. So, I just ask God for endurance. Endurance to get me through the tough times and allow me to see the tough times as blessings and not just a tough time. Kind of leave it there for the day. It's pretty cool to know that we've done 123 episodes, and I know it's not the craziest, classiest, most well done thing in the world. It's more of like a long form of just conversation, with self-conversation, I guess. But the fact that we've got 123 episodes now is pretty cool. I mean, it really is. And, I know I've said it a few times. I don't really know what this has done for me or how it's helped, but I feel like there's a reason I'm called to do this. And even if I can't see it yet, it's important that I keep doing it. So, I'll leave it there. I hope you guys have a good week. Just get after it, man. get after it. If you find yourself struggling at any point this week, just pray for a little bit of endurance. And just look to endure through, but also notice and recognize the blessings. So much love. We will talk soon. Go check out my new song, No Day Off Right Now. Out right now. And yeah, man. New song dropping this Friday. So much love. Have a good week. Peace.